Hi, my name is Kaylin, and I will be speaking about lost ski areas of Colorado. Colorado has always been synonymous with skiing. People come from all around the world to ski world-class terrain and powder in Colorado. Over the years, 175 ski areas and resorts have been in operation, but only 28 remain today. Many ski areas were small and owned by individuals instead of corporations. These resorts all have very interesting, sometimes funny backstories. For instance, one ski area, Cowboy Peak, which is near Steamboat Springs, closed over a dispute over a $5 court fee imposed on the owners of Cowboy Peak because they had their dog off-leash. Smaller ski areas scattered throughout the state allowed families to have their own community ski area. This fostered a love for the sport. Skiing was all about having fun and spending time with friends and family. This brings us to the question of, if so many people loved local ski hills, then why did most of them close, and what can we learn from their mistakes? This ski area was named for the community members of Boulder. They noticed that the area had pretty decent snowfall and a good slope for skiing. In the winter of 1946 and 1947, Boulder had a record high snowfall at 136 inches. The following year, they constructed an 800-foot rope tow and built 3 ski jumps for competitions. Olympic athletes were invited to showcase their talents, and they ended up attracting over 1,000 people to one event. After operating for a couple of years, snowfall decreased to a point where skiing was no longer viable. In the 1949-1950 season, they only received 55 inches of snow total. Over the next several years, some news stories emerged from Chautauqua Mesa despite it being closed, including a skiing injury to a 16-year-old girl, vandalism, and lack of snow. Even still, different people talked about reopening the area, and it gained enough momentum to actually lead to an opening attempt. However, right before it was set to open, the ignition system for the rope tow was stolen. Fast forward to today, there is a hiking trail called Ski Jump Trail here. I always thought that it was an unusual name for a hiking trail, but it's not given much thought. After all, there's hardly any snow that accumulates in the park, so how could there be a ski jump? Hidden Valley was a beloved ski area for about 40 years. People had been skiing this area before the National Park Service developed it, and people continue to ski Hidden Valley today. In the 1950s, the National Park Service encouraged man-made recreation within the park borders. This included a lodge, Sprague Lake Lodge, and ski lifts. Over time, there was a shift in the philosophy of the National Park Service, where they no longer wanted human-made improvements within the park because they were unnatural. National parks were meant to preserve the natural state of the wilderness. There was also a huge issue with snowmaking as well. They had to take an excessive amount of water from Hidden Valley Creek, which was affecting the fish population and general flow of the water. Locations east of the Continental Divide generally have less snow than those west of the Divide, so without adequate snowmaking, ski areas, including Hidden Valley, are not typically able to consistently operate. More of Trail Ridge Road also had to be kept open throughout the winter, which increased snow plowing expenses. The ski area officially closed in 1981. The community members of Estes Park were very upset, and this created a rift between the National Park Service and the community members until this day. This ski area has been through 3 names. First, it was called Indian Head Ski Area, second, Alpenbach, and third and most well-known, Geneva Basin. To start things off, the Guanella family was involved in the construction of the ski area, and the father was the county commissioner. The son, Ed Guanella, had an accident during construction where he was stringing cable for the lift and was decapitated by the cables. There are plenty of ghost stories online about this tale if you are curious. This tale alone draws many people to trek over to Geneva Basin today. Nevertheless, the ski area opened the following season. The mountain pass that the ski area was on was unpaved and very snowy, which led to difficulty with guests accessing the ski area. This is still an issue, but now the mountain pass just closes during the winter and people walk over to the ski area. Over the years of operation, the ski area transferred owners several times. No one seemed to be able to run it without financial problems. Despite these issues, Geneva Basin was loved by many people due to the great snow and small crowds. They had an excellent last season where 25,000 people visited Geneva Basin to ski. In 1984, a chair from the Duck Creek lift fell and the ski area was forced to be shut down. Revivals of the area were proposed in 1991, 92, and 93, but nothing ever went through. Geneva Basin is used today for adventurous backcountry skiers. Studying the lost ski areas of Colorado is important for the future of the industry. We have learned that consistent natural snowfall is a requirement for successful ski areas, in combination with snowmaking operations to assist when snowfall is low. With climate change affecting us today and in the future, this is even more important to the life of the ski industry. This limits ski areas to the high country of Colorado, mostly west of the Continental Divide. There are a few exceptions to this, including Loveland Ski Area and Eldora. Many ski areas were burdened with financial difficulties early on. Some individuals started ski areas because it seemed fun and leisurely, but in practice and over time, they became expensive to build and to continue operating. Without a well-thought-out business plan and guaranteed guests, the ski area will fail. With improvements to I-70 and Berthoud Pass, many families opted for bigger mountains with better facilities. People have been changing their ideas about natural spaces in the U.S. since the 1970s. Most ski areas are on federally protected Forest Service lands, but it is up to ski resort managers and owners to operate sustainably. Hopefully we can learn from the Hidden Valley Ski Area that the health of our forests comes before a profitable ski resort. It is also important that there is a cooperation between the community, the National Forest Service, and resort managers. These three entities should work together harmoniously as public-private partners to ensure the success of a resort. Here's a question for the class. How have lost ski areas shaped the culture of Colorado, and what can we do to remember these areas?